What's up, everybody? Today we're going to discuss the problem called diagonal difference in Hackerrank problem. I guess that this is pretty simple. So if you take a look at the input 3x3 grid, we need to basically calculate the left to right diagonal 1, 5, 6. We can sum that up, which will be up to 15, and we can also take a look at the diagonal, the other diagonal line from right to the left, the 3, 5, and 9, that will sum up to 17, and we need to sort of figure out the absolute difference, and they have a couple of test cases here. So 11, 5, negative 12, that will be 4, and if we add up 4, 5, 10, that would be 19, so negative 4 and 19, that will be come up to the 15. So how can we figure out this, and what are some optimal solutions? There are many ways that you can do about it. If you're asked to solve this problem in your job interview, a lot of you guys think, okay, I need to start looping through each element by using 2 for loops, which will be time complexity of O n square. But if you take a look at this problem closely, you can sort of bypass that by you can kind of, like sell that expensive time complexity for accumulating certain variables and keep track of those indexes. Because every time when you take a look at these two-dimensional array, everything that you need to think of is 2 pointers. Pointer in this sense means indexes. Index, in other words, that means you need to kind of keep track and follow the row and column index. So I sort of figure out previously, and don't be intimidated. The solution can be really long, as you see here, but it's not going to be too hard, and I'm going to help you work through this very straightforward brute force algorithm. So first of all, I just imported 2 necessary libraries, and I say diagonal class in Java. By the way, I'm coding up in Java. You can choose any other programming languages, but this is one of the most optimal languages that I chose to do. And you basically construct one method called private static in diagonal differences. It takes list of list integer, meaning the list of a list, and that's constructed of the integers. So as you can see, I'm going to feed this type of an array, and we're going to calculate it. And as you see in the down main function side, that's how I populated it. So what's my idea here? So first, I need to focus on rows and columns. So how can I get the rows and columns? Then you take the size of an array, which will give, hey, how many arrays? What is the size of arrays? It means how many lists inside of this list? That will give the rows. And what is the length of each, basically like the rows and something. This can be two flipped. As you can see, the arrays of size, I guess that's more closer to columns, and you can also think of it the other way around. But yeah, because they have the exact same rows and columns, you can go either way, right? So array sub get 0 will give us the first array or whatever their list, and then it returns the length of that size, right? And the reason why A and B and X, Y, and Z, my thought process here was, okay, I thought maybe I need to 2 indices for checking the left to right sort of the list or diagonal side, and then later I need to compute those elements to get the sum, and then later on, and then that goes same for when I calculate the right to left things. But I figure out that I only need, later on I'll explain it, but yeah. So what are X and Y? So I'm going to explain you later about it. So first of all, what I had to do was, first of all, I need to sort of traverse through each element inside by using some for loop. And it only runs like number of rows, how many in there? In this case, it's 3. So it's going to run 0, 1, and 2. And I'm wondering, hey, tell me how can I get 1 and 5 and 2, 9. As you can see, the sub 0, 0, sub 1, 1, sub 2, 2, which we can just use the I index variable here. That's why I didn't end up using any of like X and Y here. I only use X and Y, which are the indexes of the right to left hand side here. So I ended up using get X to get Y. It should start from sub 2, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, right? 0, 2, I'm sorry. So how can you do it? You should keep decrementing X, meaning that you keep going to the left-hand side on the X-axis and the Y-axis, keep incrementing, because that's what you get. So after that, I basically loop through each row sum or col sum lists, and then accumulate it. into that variable. What I mean by that, I loop through the left to right, whatever the list. Hopefully that stores whatever we calculated before, right to left as well, and then we want to calculate the maximum. And here, it's just the test cases, right? And in Java, you can kind of probably figure the better way, but what I found from Stack Overflow was basically like you first instantiate a list of lists, and then later on you want to define each list per row, and in each row you want to add individual elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 8, 9, because that was the test case, and later on I want to print out the results. So hopefully this will return 2, because based on our previous problem it was 2, right? And then the other test case I remember was it's going to return 15. So in this case the test case was like this. I can show you by decommenting this by Control/ in Windows command. I don't know, in Mac I can kind of go back and Control/ decommenting some of them and then commenting out the previous test cases so that I can kind of compare and contrast the different results coming from those two different cases. Hopefully it will return 15. It did. So this is sort of my solution, and you can also come up with other solutions. Please let me know how you feel about this video. Subscribe to my channel, get some notifications. Please press like, and I hope you enjoy my video. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.